I know it's been a little bit since I did a movie marathon, so here you go. In honor of Tenet never coming out, I had a marathon of Christopher Nolan's Batman movies. Let me know in the comments, which you'd like to see for the next marathon. I was thinking either more Batman movies, like by all the other directors, or like as many Christopher Nolan movies as I can get my hands on. Let me know. I don't have a Batman t-shirt, tragically. What I do have is Batman earrings. This is actually the full set. I got gold, silver, purple, and of course the black. So now we're going into show and tell mode because no shirt. So got this cool little lapel pin. He was part of a set. The other one had Superman. I gave that to a friend. And then I got this Lego Batman. He's a thermos thing. You could put soup or chicken nuggets or whatever you want to stay hot for lunch in. And then I got this bat signal cup. When you put hot water in it, the bat signal shows up. So that's pretty cute. But yeah. So we begin, of course, with Batman Begins. Which has a slightly non-linear storyline. In the first act, at least, it bounces between Bruce's childhood, the more immediate past, and the present in the Himalayas when he's getting trained by the League of Shadows group organization. A story method which Nolan is quite known for now. He does it in a lot of movies if you watch them. I do think this movie handles the origin story quite well. I will say to other filmmakers, you don't have to show the origin every time you reboot a character. I'm looking at you, Zack Snyder. Michael Caine as Alfred, he was the perfect choice. He's so good. And Cillian Murphy is excellent as the Scarecrow. He does pop up again throughout the series. Again, if you watch a lot of Christopher Nolan movies, you will definitely notice a core band of players reappearing. And he does it well. Sometimes directors have the same groups of people and it just kind of feels like they're trying to shoehorn them in. But it's done well in Nolan's case. Other actors who we don't see in other Nolan movies, it was funny to see little Jackie Gleason before he became Joffrey. Is the crazy gas that he inhaled at the end, is that what turned him a little Targaryen-esque? And of course, we got Liam Neeson before he had a certain set of skills, back when he was just a mentor figure who always died. Sorry for spoilers for 75% of Liam Neeson's films. Rutger Hauer has a small part as Mr. Earl. One complaint of mine is that it's too small a part. Rutger Hauer, you'll of course remember, if you've been watching along, was Navarre in Lady Hawk. He was also in Blade Runner, but I haven't done a Blade Runner marathon, so you don't need to know him from that. These films seem very grounded and like the real world, unlike previous entries. Looking at you, Tim Burton. At one point, Falcone, the mob boss, is shipping teddy bears and bunnies stuffed with drugs and things, and my 80s child self just couldn't think of the Chipmunks movie. Like, that was the same device that they used in a kids movie, right? Anyways, now I'm just gonna rant about pure nerdiness for next couple minutes. So as a student of history, part I found silly was where Ra's al Ghul claimed that the League of Shadows sacked Rome, loaded ships with plague rats, and burned London to the ground because of those civilizations had reached the pinnacle of decadence. Like, if you wanted to sack Rome for its decadence, you were about 200 years late. Like, the emperor no longer even lived in Rome by the time it got sacked. He was living in Ravenna. Also, the empire had already broken into two, the other capital being Constantinople. And, like, that empire, the Byzantine Empire, lasted another, like, 5 centuries. Like, and one could easily argue was more decadent in that they didn't fall. But yeah, like, why wouldn't you have sacked Rome, like, in the time of, like, the actual Caesars, in the time of Nero, when it was actually decadent? By anyone's definition. The plague rats, like, loading plague rats on ships, I'm assuming he was talking about the Black Death, and, like, who thinks that the early 1300s was decadent? Like, they invented eyeglasses. That's about it. Like, it's a weird point to target, like, over the Renaissance. Like, Renaissance, by any metric, way more decadent than early 1300s. Yeah. And then we got the fire of 1666. Like, why not London a century later under George III? Or the Regency after that? Or even a generation earlier. So Charles II invented the court suit, which would one day evolve into the three-piece suit. He did that as a way to have men of all standings become more equal. Like, he got rid of the laws that said, like, oh, poor people can only use these fabrics and rich people can only use those. He was like, nah, whatever you can afford, it's fine. Yeah, if you wanted decadent, you could have easily targeted his father, which, you know, the people of London did kill for being decadent. They chopped off his head. So, just saying, Charles II, why you coming at him? It just seems like every one of these things seem to be a generation or two off. Like, League of Shadows just has crap timing. Or they're trying to claim responsibility for things that they had no part of. Anyways, back to the movies. Not just my history rants. Alright, so up next we have The Dark Knight. Heath Ledger's reveal as the Joker is now so iconic, and rightly so. It's just so well done. It's well paced, and it's perfect. Chef's kiss. One random thought about that scene, though, is when he's leaving the bank in the bus, joining the line of other buses, like, did he know about a field trip or something? Because if banks are open, that usually means that schools are in session. Random thought. I will say I hate Eric Roberts as the mob boss Maroni, but honestly, I hate him in everything. He played the Master in the Doctor Who American movie with the Eighth Doctor. He's terrible. He was one of Penelope's suitors in The Odyssey, the miniseries made some years ago. Again, terrible. He was the bad guy in the Thomas Jane version of The Punisher. Guess what? Terrible. Why does Hollywood keep casting him? Like, he's Julia Roberts' brother, but clearly one of them got the acting talent, and it ain't Eric. Also, like, could we cast Italian people as the mob bosses with the very Italian names? Just my own little 2 cents, maybe. Like, it just comes off as caricatures. Especially with Eric Roberts, because he's terrible. Another level of complaint. I honestly don't care for Rachel, whoever plays her. She just comes off as too much of a damsel in distress all the time. Again, full disclosure, I haven't, as far as Katie Holmes, I haven't stopped judging her since she picked Dawson over going to Paris. Like, what are you thinking, girl? Showing my age with these rants, I know. Heath Ledger is just so good. He honestly disappears in the role. Like, I know it's him, but as I'm watching, I'm like, Joker crazy. I do think without his portrayal, we probably wouldn't have gotten Joaquin Phoenix, as it's very much in the same vein. I do wonder, like, if Heath Ledger had lived, would he have continued the part? Like, might he have played that part in the Joker movie last year? Tragically, we don't know. Also, as far as them being in the same vein, both of them won for playing the Joker. Heath Ledger won for this, and Joaquin for the movie Joker, so I'm not sure how many other actors have won for playing different parts over the years. Maybe I'll marathon those movies at some point when I run out of other things to talk about. Okay. Finally, we come to Dark Knight Rises. I do think the titles are a little weird and there's no, like, pattern. Like, Batman Begins, Batman is going, Batman ends, or something like that. Would have made more sense, but, like, Dark Knight Rises, Batman Begins, like, just saying. The titles, not so. Anyways. This is another one where, the DVDs and Blu-rays, give out way too much in the menu. I know, it's kind of a continuing complaint of mine against DVD manufacturers. I completely forgot Littlefinger was in this movie, although it's an extremely small part. Like, he barely outlasts the beginning credits. Again, me talking about things I hate in movies. I hate Bane's voice. Like, I find it so distracting. It sounds like he's doing, like, an impression of Sean Connery before he went through puberty, or Patrick Stewart on Helium. It takes me out of the film. It's, like, the complete opposite of Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger, like, you get absorbed into the movie, you forget it's him, and I can't forget it's not Tom Hardy as Bane, and I just keep thinking of the Star Trek movie where he was Patrick Stewart's clone, and that it's it's kind of a modification of the voice he does there. Pardon me, runny nose. I definitely feel like this is the weakest one. It's illogical and superficial. Like, they obviously didn't think everything through. For example, how did Batman put the bat signal on the bridge? Like, he does, like, he has it, like, with gasoline, and here's the bat signal, and it's, like, in fire, and it's, like, But how'd you do that? There are guards on both sides of the bridge. Like, also, like, the whole, like, kicking someone in the back because they have back issues when he's in the prison is just like, okay, this is kind of dumb. Um, yeah, meh. I loved it when I saw it in the theater. Actually went to the marathon when that one opened up and saw all three back to back. So I think that was the last time I sat down and watched all of them. Um, and, but this, if I had to rank it, this is the weakest. Um, Batman Begins is solid, but Dark Knight, that's the winner. All right. I hope you enjoyed my little rant here. And yeah, that's all I got. We'll see you next movie rant. Happy watching.